everyone has a story to tell, whether it's personal, revolves around an issue, or can teach audiences something new. With a camera, the right software, and your internal visions, you can create your story with conviction. In this video, I will not discuss the fundamentals of storytelling, but instead, I will share my personal process and my favorite tools and tips in creating videos through storytelling. Hello, I'm Ish Regodos, and this is my video storytelling masterclass. My process starts with these guide questions. Plot. What story do you want to tell? What is its structure? Powerful stories usually consist of a progression, also known as a narrative arc. The introduction, conflict or complication, and a resolution. Purpose. Why do you want to convey this message? What do you want to achieve with it, and what do you want your audience to do afterward? People. Who are the main characters in a video, and how do they relate to your audience? Place. The location and background influence the story. What is the setting that you want your story to take place in, and how it will affect the plot? Audience. Who will primarily watch this video? What are their interests? What are their problems? You can use this knowledge to build a narrative through the guide questions and get them to engage with your videos in the hopes that your story will teach them something new or help them solve their problems. Platform. How will you share your videos with others? Although these pointers may seem very obvious and simple, but if you don't have a clear answer to these early on, you get lost along the process. You shoot things that don't matter, overwhelm yourself through footage, designing things that will not be used, and you waste a ton of time in the production. I enjoy creating content that involves around my interests, hobbies, and expertise in a creative field, and then love sharing it with an audience that I can connect to. I list down topics that I think are interesting to share and research in-depth sources that add value to my chosen content. In the aspects of content marketing, brands use video storytelling to drive connection to their customers. These stories don't focus on a product or service, but on compelling stories around overarching themes. Red Bull doesn't sell you an energy drink, they sell the spirit of extreme sport and competitiveness. Nike doesn't sell shoes, but instead focuses on the collective aspirations of people wanting to become better versions of themselves. The catch here is that the story shouldn't be about you, but what you do for others. After answering these guide questions, I build a script and a shot list. Depending on a project, if necessary, I create a storyboard or a style frame for a detailed visual guide. This gives me an idea of what the final video might look like. I usually go to Pinterest, Behance, Dribble, and DeviantArt for design inspiration. For video and visual storytelling references, I always go to Vimeo. During this phase, I also get to decide whether to go with motion design, live action, or animation. Having a good plan makes it easier to break down tasks efficiently. This helps me estimate how much work needs to get done, do you have to get other talents needed in the video, and what kind of equipment and tools I need to use to create the outcome that I want. With a plan in place, I'm ready to film. I usually get a wide shot to establish the scene, a medium shot to focus on the subject, and close-up shots for details. I tend to look for things and spaces that could describe the main character of the story. When getting B-rolls, I make sure to get a variety of shots and get at least 20 seconds per clip. Having more B-rolls will give you more play in your edits. And while professional gear gives you nice outputs, don't underestimate the power of the gadget that's already in your pocket. Phone cameras nowadays capture quality videos and photos for the most part. Like what the famous saying goes, it's the Indian, not the arrow. Sound is as important as visuals. When I shoot my footage, I always try to get natural sounds of what's being shown in the scene that would add up texture and details to my video. I use voiceovers of my narrations to carry the story along. To record good audio, you need to be in a quiet room with good acoustics. Another important element of a video is music. Depending on the tone, I search a variety of music that fits to the theme of my story from different music library online. Some of the reliable ones I use are Epidemic Sound, Envato, Artlist, and MusicBed. Production done, it's time to edit. I import my footage on the editing suite and line up with my narration to create a rough cut. In this stage, I can see how the story has come together. Then I do several loops to cut out excess to refine my video. A good video editor must know what the message of the video is trying to convey. Every shot has purpose, every sequence should move the story forward, and every element should blend together. Anything else should be edited out. Color grading is a part where I take my shots into a cinematic look. I pull in my style guide and try to mimic the colors to the references that I have gathered in the early stage. When working on colors, I usually love to dim down the light in my workspace. Ambient light influences your brain's perception of color, and because the natural light changes throughout the day, your eyes automatically adjust without you realizing it. But lack of exposure to natural light can have negative emotional or physiological effects, especially if you work in the entire day. So I make sure to go outside every once in a while for a break. Once my video is polished, it's ready to publish. And that's an overview of my video storytelling process. These are the methods I used in creating video contents on my personal projects. Hope you had something to learn, and if you have any questions, feel free to send them down my way and we'll try to answer them the best that I could.